It's Jean from JWS Nutrition. I'm about to make a little something sweet and I wanted to share it with you. The reason why I am doing this is, well, there are two reasons. One, I've been making this recipe for years. I absolutely love it. It's brownies and I have a sweet tooth. The second reason I want to make it is because it's healthy. So you have something sweet and good, and it's good for you. And it can be 100% gluten-free if you make it that way. I want people with celiac disease to have choices. If they want something sweet to eat and you go to the store, the things you get off the shelf tend to be lacking in nutrition. So just wanted to show like an easy way to make things at home. It doesn't take a lot of time, just a little bit more preparation than buying something off the shelf. But it's good. It really is good. And it is not my recipe. I do not come up with my own recipes. This recipe is from someone named Katie, and her website is Chocolate Covered Katie, and it's really good. She's kind of famous. You might have heard of her already. She seems to have a chocolate obsession like I do, so I tend to gravitate towards her website when I want something sweet but healthy. Okay. Oh, and one more thing. When I make this for a party or for people to come over, I always double the recipe. And then that way the recipe fits in a 13 by 9 inch pan and it's great. But today I am just making single because I might be left with a 13 by 9 inch tray of brownies all to myself. And that's not going to be good. So let's get started. Let me get my food processor. You can use a blender if you don't have a food processor, but according to Katie, it's going to come out better in the food processor. So that's recommended. Time out while I get mine. Okay, so first thing, I'm going to read the recipe as I go. You want 1.5 cups of black beans. Okay, so that's a 15-ounce can. You want to rinse it really, really well. And the reason for that is you want to get some of the starch off, the carbohydrate. Some of that will be gas producing. So as much as you can get off, the better. I rinsed these already and drain them. And I'm going to add them into the food processing bowl. Next, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. I go through a lot of cocoa powder. I don't know, like you use much, but I put it in my coffee every morning because it's an antioxidant. So why not? It tastes good. Then a 1/2 cup of quick cooking oats. I could not find gluten-free in the quick cooking. So I got regular rolled oats or old-fashioned oats. And I think you could use this because the only difference between them is that the instant are cut up smaller. And this is going in a food processor. So I think it should be fine. So 1/2 cup, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So this is the salt plus the baking powder, which is a 1/2 teaspoon. It calls for maple syrup, honey, or agave. I like to use maple syrup, and don't use just like the manufactured maple syrup, the fake stuff. Use your maple syrup. It's going to taste much better. And it also calls for some sugar in the recipe, or you could just put in 1/2 cup of the maple syrup. So I cut my sugar, which maple syrup is sugar. I cut my sugar in half when I make things. You can actually cut it in half and it won't bother the recipe on just about anything, including baking, which is surprising to me because I thought with baking everything had to be exact. But no, so it calls for a 1/2 cup total of maple syrup if you're not putting in the sugar, and I used 1/4 cup. So that's cut in half. Next, sorry, I'm reading this as I go. And vegetable oil, 1/4 cup. I wouldn't use the coconut oil. Coconut oil is one of the most saturated oils you can get, and saturated fat is not good for clogged arteries. Vanilla extract. That I don't cut in half. I love vanilla added to things. The chocolate chips come in after the processing. So I'm going to process this, and you have to do it like really well, a lot of processing, because you want to get all the outer skin of the bean gone. You want it all chopped up small. So It's going to take a while. I'll probably stop the video while I do that. Okay, just wanted to show you that when I do it for a while, then I will scrape down the sides just to get it stirred up a little bit. Okay, I think that should be good. Want to check it? Yeah, that looks really good. Okay, so next thing to do, take out the blade. And the last thing you add, this is so simple, is chocolate chips. I think I just got it all over me. It calls for a half cup to 2/3 of a cup of chocolate chips, not optional. Okay, so I'm going to do 2/3. I am a chocolate lover. Actually, that was a little bit short. And that's it. Isn't that so cool? You stir that together and then you put it in an 8x8-inch pan. Mine is 9x9, so these are going to be thinner brownies than I would probably like, but that's what I've got. So that's what I'm using, and I might maybe take them out sooner because they're going to be thinner. They might cook quicker. Okay, so they are all stirred together. It looks good. Oh my gosh, you probably can't even see this. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so I'm going to put these in the pan. I'll be right back. Okay, I have it all the brownie batter is in the baking dish, and that's what it looks like, very thick. And I'm going to bake it 350, 15 to 18 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to do 15 minutes. And also, I have learned from experience, I don't know about in the smaller pan, but in the 13x9, I put them after they're cooled. I put them in the fridge overnight because then they're easier to cut and they come out neater and cleaner. So, just a little tip in case you run into, not being able to make nice squares with your brownies. Just put it in the fridge for a few hours. Okay, that's it. I will get back to you when these come out of the oven. So those brownies are still in the oven, but I just wanted to say something while they're baking. Make sure if you have celiac disease that your oats say that they're gluten-free right on them, certified gluten-free. And if you ever wanted to know if something actually was as gluten-free as they say it is, you can go to Trisha Thompson's website. She's a fellow dietitian, and she actually has these things tested periodically, different brands, all different kinds of products. But her website is called Gluten-Free Watchdog. So go check that out if you have celiac disease. It's very helpful. And she's on top of all of the, the gluten-free info that you might need to know. Okay, they are done. They're out of the oven. Let me just show you what they look like. They look like they came out great. I threw a couple chocolate chips on top right after I threw them in the oven. See? Okay, so that's them. They're pretty good. And they smell amazing. And of course, I put on an apron for the cleanup since I got so icky during the prep. Oh, Mrs. Manna, by the way, Philadelphia, Manna, go support them. So wasn't that easy? That was so easy. And it could have been much quicker if I wasn't gabbing. But yeah, really super fast recipe. And it's delicious and it has fiber and it has protein. And experiment. Put some protein powder in yours if you want. All right, I hope you guys enjoy the recipe. I had a lot of fun making it. I'll see you next video.